Call to order this meeting of the Special Executive Committee meeting of Tuesday, January 3rd, 2024 p.m. This evening, we're going to have the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Ms. LaGuardia.
Lord, support each of us in this meeting tonight. We ask your divine help in the task that we represent the wishes of others. The issues will be addressed tonight are many, and the solutions may not always be easy. Dear God, help us as we serve the school system as elected officials and be with us tonight and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. LaGuardia. Let the record show that present this evening is myself, chairperson, Mr. Voisin, vice chair, and Mr. LaGuardia, committee member. Other board members present are Mr. Crowdis and Mr. Hamner. Mr. Bubba Ogeron, superintendent, is present, and also members of his staff. Item number 3, matter bearing upon procedures for the selection of interim school board member. We have before I read the proposed recommendation, I just want to get the committee caught up with what I've been doing. Since the Monday after Mr. Hamner's election, I started being in consultation with Danny Garrett at LSBA, since he is very knowledgeable on school board issues. And I've been consulting with him at least 2 or 3 times a week since then, and sending these forms back and forth to him via email. I learned a lot of things from him that first of all, we had to, of course, wait for the vacancy to exist. Mr. Hamner made that announcement last meeting, and that starts at midnight tonight. Tomorrow is day 1. The state law now, which are quoted in your materials, says that we have 20 days to appoint a new interim board member to represent District 6. Now you see my mind has gone away. The precedents that you see before you here, the process, was taken from board records from from January through April of 2001, where we had a precedence from a Mr. Todd Pellegrin, who left the board at that time because his residence changed and he was no longer a resident in the district he represented. At that time, they hadn't had one that happened before then that we know about. So we went with that precedent. 99% of what you see before you is what happened in 2001 when they elected an interim person to take Mr. Pellegrin's place. The only thing different then, it took 4 months for them to get one in. It was April, from January to April, that the residents of that district was not represented. But I guess, I don't know if that's what caused the new law to come into place, but Louisiana law says now that we have 20 days, tomorrow is day 1. Calendar days, we count weekends. The 20th day is the only day that does not count on a weekend. If it falls on a weekend, the 20th day is pushed back until the next business day. But our 20th day falls on the 23rd. So it counts as the 20th day. So our business must be done by the 23rd. So going through this, the recommendation is that the board approve the following procedures. You have a copy of this at your desk. To fill the vacancy of the Terrebonne Parish School District 6, an appointment of an interim school board member for said election district. Number 1, board needs to adopt a resolution and proclamation. We shall do that on January 9th, declaring the vacancy exists in the position of member of Terrebonne Parish School Board from election District 6. Interested and qualified candidates may submit an interim school board member appointment application and a letter of intent to myself through the office of the superintendent, and the address is there. The interim school board member applications and letters of intent are to be delivered or postmarked on or before noon Friday, the 19th, which gives applicants from Tuesday evening of next week, all of next week and all of the following week to get their applications in. That gives us the Friday afternoon and Monday to get those applications open and process them and be ready for the Tuesday meeting. The interim appointment will not preclude the appointee from seeking election in the primary or general election, nor encourage him to do so or not to do so. We do not, it's not lawful for us to tell a prospective candidate that they might not run at the next election. It's just not lawful. Now, it might affect your personal vote, whether or not you think that should happen or not, but we cannot disqualify him or her because of that. Number 5, 5-minute presentations, if desired by the candidate, for the interim seat will be allowed at the special school board meeting to be called on the 23rd at 5 p.m., which is our 20th day. Voting by majority. Appointment, swearing in, and installation will take place at the school board meeting on the 23rd of January. Ms. Teresa Robichaud has been contacted. She has been so kind, she says she will be in attendance, and she will have the oath of office ready to go. The note is again from the precedent set in 2001. If no candidate receives a majority vote of the board members present and voting, the top 2 candidates with the most votes will move to a final vote in which the nominee selected must have a majority vote of the board members present and voting. Should multiple candidates receive tie votes, depending on the number of votes cast for each candidate, they may, not shall, but they may remain in the voting for additional voting depending on the will of the board. Now, the next page is the note that we will be honoring Mr. Hamner on the 9th with his plaque. Okay, and we're going to move forward with that. So do we have a motion for this? Moved by Mr. Voisin. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Legord. We have a, okay, y'all get me messed up now. Moved by Mr. Voisin, second from Mr. Legord. Do we have any public comment? No public comment. Mr. Voisin,
So.
any comment?
Yes, the voting on the 23rd will take place at that meeting. Is that a committee meeting night?
That is a special board meeting.
Special board meeting. So when is our committee meeting? I don't know if
It
we
will
can vote.
follow the special board meeting
Okay,
that
so
same
we're gonna
night.
do that first. Okay, I got it.
Yes, I thought the best thing to do was to do the special board meeting first. One, we don't want to have Ms. Teresa Robichaud sitting in there the whole evening waiting. 2, our new interim board member can take that place on the board for the committee
Start
meetings.
fresh, yeah. Okay. Okay, that was my question.
I have a question. Is it,
Yes, Mr. Legord.
is it an open vote where they would know who we voted for?
It's usually a voice vote, like we do for president.
Is it gonna be something here, on here?
Well, since now, it's not going to be a yes or no vote.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So let's say if that's for candidates A, B, C, and D.
Okay,
You vote for candidate A, C, B, like we do for president. It's not gonna be a yes and down, up and down vote.
right.
Yeah, I understand that, but you know.
You have a better suggestion, Mr.
I don't know, because if I get voted or don't get voted for president, I'm still on the board, but I don't know, a board member may, like, okay, he didn't vote for me to
Is
get
it-
on the board and may take issues, if
So you
it's
want it to
open.
be discreet?
It should, I think, yeah, it should be
It's a
discreet,
very-
'cause
it's
we
a
don't
very
know.
heavy
Everybody vote
responsibility.
for us in the open out there, everybody see y'all voted for you, but sitting here, I know he didn't vote, I
And it's
don't
just like
know.
we did when we did superintendent.
Yeah, that was different,
And-
it worked for us though, allegedly, that's a different thing. I'm not, I don't know.
You have
I'm
a
not
suggestion of a better way?
I don't know, maybe.
That is
we can
allowed by
research it. I
by
don't know.
policy.
That's how it happens? I don't,
It seems to me we have to do a voice vote.
I'll have to check, but if, whether you can vote in secret, but I really don't think you can.
Come back to us on the 9th next week if you see a better way that we could do it, that we can address Mr. Lagarde's concerns. Is that okay, Mr. Lagarde, if
Yeah.
she checks on it for
yeah,
next week?
check on, you know,
Okay.
So we're gonna have 8 people voting, correct?
Yes.
The members present and voting, yes, sir. I would assume it's 8 if the whole board is present,
Right,
yes.
Okay, so we have to have 5 of the 8 vote
Correct.
for the same
4 and
person.
4 is a failed vote, it's not, you have to have a majority. 4 is not a
Unless
majority.
someone abstains.
Okay.
You need at
So
least
then you-
5.
Then you would have 4.
Majority.
yeah.
Now, if we have 7 members present, then it'll be 4.
Okay.
Any other questions from the members? Any other board members? Mr. Hamner,
Mr.
Mr. Crowder?
I just have some questions of curiosity.
Yes, sir.
This particular process that we've, that you guys have.
That we copied from 2001.
Right, so is this a process that's specific to this board, or is this a process that would be the same in, say, a different parish?
No, it's a process specific by this board because of precedents laid before we got here. Every board can do it the way they want to. The leadership decided to go with the president because that's what we've done before.
Okay.
Mr. Danny Garrett, LSBA, said it could be as simple as a motion on an agenda.
Okay,
It's whatever the district wants to do. It is particular to this district.
okay, I was just curious. What happens in the event, and I'm just spitballing here, but what happens if there's only a single candidate? Is there a vote that's taken? Or
They
is it-
win, I guess.
does it-
Yes, you still
Yeah.
have it.
You still have a vote, it's not an
Yeah.
automatic? Okay.
That's right.
These are just curiosity questions.
It doesn't work like an election where there's nobody run against you, you're automatically elected. You still have to have a vote because you might have 5 people that vote against him.
That's a good point. What happens if there's only one person that applies and that person can't get a majority?
Then we don't have a person, that what happens is we don't have an interim in place in our allotted 20 days,
And the
because the
governor-
23rd is our last day, the governor makes the appointment.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what happens.
The
On the
governor makes
21st
that-
day, it goes to the governor.
He wouldn't set in the election, he'll just make the appointment.
He would appoint an interim until we have the special election.
And when would
And
the-
he would have 30 days to do so. I've been into this stuff.
When would the special election be?
The special election has to be in the presidential election November, because the qualifications have already passed for the primary in March, so it's too late for that one. It's gonna be in November. So the person appointed, as interim, will be in position from the 23rd of January until the election, the general election next November. Or the primary,
Or the runoff, yeah.
primary or the general, in October, November.
Interesting.
And if I'm understanding right, once that election has happened, they take office immediately,
Yeah.
as soon as they take that oath of office.
Maybe like 2.5 years.
About 8, 9 months.
No,
Yeah,
he says
2
once they're
years.
elected, they're gonna have 2 years
Like
and a
2
month
years and a few.
Oh, yeah,
months.
once they're elected, they'll have a little over 2 years.
to finish the term.
Yes, that's correct. Anything else, Mr.?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You have anything to add, Mr. Hamner? Oh, you're on the phone, I'm sorry, we'll wait for you. Ms. Ogeron?
Huh?
Oh, no, here he is.
Yeah, I had to answer my phone.
You see, important.
No, it sounds like y'all got it all together, and I'm excited that somebody, I'm sure you'll have several applications, you'll have a tough decision to make. And I'm gonna miss all of y'all.
We will miss you very much, sir.
It's,
We may be calling you on finance questions.
I'll be around. Not gonna let Bubba spend all the money.
And if you got anything to spare at the district, at the council, let us know.
They said he was giving the school board money now.
Any other
They
comment?
was
You'll
gonna
have
help
a
out the
friend,
school
you'll have a
board.
friend.
We'll have a
that,
friend at the
on
council.
They was gonna
that's for
help the
sure.
school board out financially.
Any other comments? Any objections?
I
None
have
heard, so ordered.
a comment.
You have a comment, sir?
Well done, good job.
Thank
Did
you.
a great job, communicating with the attorney, with LSBA, and, procedurally getting this together, and so, appreciate that, good job.
Well, I think, I was told when we elected you as superintendent, that one of the most important jobs we will ever have, or decisions we ever make as a board member, is to elect a superintendent. I agree with that until now. But how important it is that you have to take the place of the elected voters of a district to put in a new board member. That is much more important and a much heavier responsibility than picking a superintendent. So I took this very seriously, because we are standing and sitting in the places of the voting public of District 6. We have to take that very seriously. And I hope I hear, and all of our board members hear from them between now and then, to give us how they feel of who it should be, that should be representing them, because it's their place to elect them. You know? If it would be me that had to leave my seat, I sure would like for my constituents to let the rest of the board members know how they feel.
Very well put, Dr. Drahan, very well put. Yeah.
So,
I think one of the most important duties y'all have is to find somebody that represents the district as a whole.
that's right.
And not the board members. Each of y'all represent your district, but you're a Terrebonne Parish board member. So you got to know your district very well as do what's right for the.
I am looking for someone that knows that district well. That's what I would be looking for, yes. Anything else? Having no other business before the board, oh, wait, we do have other business. Let's go finish through our packet. I'd like the public to know what's going on, and I know there's a lot of them out there, especially in District 6, that may be watching. We will be honoring Mr. Hamner on January 9th with his plaque for his service to our board since January of 2019 till January of 2024. The procedure for fulfilling the vacancy. We'll have the review of the procedure for filling the vacancy, Terrebonne Parish School Board, which is the page we just went to. The letters are again, this is just a repeat of what I read before. We will listen to the 5-minute presentations. We will begin the process of electing the interim school board member. 5 votes are needed to determine the interim board member. That's assuming we have 8 members here. The runoff will be announced if needed. That means if we have a tie vote. I put that in there so I could document that. The Terrebonne Parish Clerk of Court will be here to administer the oath of office to our newly appointed interim Terrebonne Parish School Board member. And we will have a recommendation that night that we adopt. Be it resolved that the candidate that domiciled in election 6 in Terrebonne Parish School Board is appointed to fulfill the vacancy of the office of the member of Terrebonne Parish School Board and said election district. Now, once we do the resolution on Wednesday, Ms. Ramona will be sending, Ms. Brunet, excuse me, certified letters to the Clerk of Court and to the Secretary of State to make sure that it's documented that we have done what we're supposed to be doing here. And then Ms. Teresa will take care of the oath of office and notify and taking care of that and making sure that's filed with the Secretary of State for us as well. So I think we've got all of our loose ends handled.
And
So-
you will be receiving a communication from the Secretary of State.
Yes, we're expecting that.
Soon.
Should be coming soon.
Yeah,
So if we missed anything, I'm sure they're gonna straighten us up.
yeah.
All right. Being no more business in front of our committee for tonight, we stand adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. You did a